Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks for being here today as I muddle my way through another video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Do all of those things, but take a minute to give a thumbs up as we talk about some stuff that I found at a show. I was in the Albuquerque show and I saw these things that are super cool, and I was like, I got to get those and take a look and investigate. There's lots of reasons why I really was drawn to these. First of all, old paper I'm always fascinated with, but there's always like a bigger, broader, better story and lots of history. So the thing I want to talk about first is you'll notice the word right up here, Sutler. So a sutler, for those of you who don't know, is a civilian merchant or trader that's either on or near a battlefield, oftentimes selling things like paper, pens, clothing, tobacco. It was like basically your first mobile Walmart. Actually, the first mobile food trucks, you actually had carts that would go around the Civil War with goods. And so this is an example of Civil War tokens. Some Civil War tokens actually say the word Sutler on them. A lot of Civil War tokens were patriotic, so they'd say things like Army, Navy, and looked basically like a U.S. penny. 1863 is the date on this little guy. Oftentimes they were just advertising tokens, and so, but some of them actually say the word Sutler. I don't happen to have any right now, but here's an ML Marshall 1863 with a fish from Oswego, New York. Where we go, Wago, here we go. Toys, fancy goods, rare coin, fishing tackle. Yeah, fishing tackle and rare coin. How cool is that? So you can see right away the crossover appeal to tokens from the Civil War time, because there's all kinds of fun stuff. For example, if you're a bottle collector, look at this one. Manufacturers of milk cans, dairy, yeah, look at that. Fixtures. Here we go. Here's an actual milk can on the back of this one, 1863. I wonder what's at 937, was that South 10th Street in Philadelphia. Might be a playground down there still. So this is wild stuff. So sutlers were going around and selling stuff to the soldiers. Now here, this one does not have the secondary date on it. It's just 1806. Now it is not filled in with a secondary date, although it does have a name on it. And you'll notice here, this is not, this is the invalid corpse. That's a body that's not really there. No, this is actually literally invalid, as I just ruined my, there we go, my focus. $1 up here in the corner, the paymaster of the invalid corpse, for the value received, please pay FB Frisbee, Sutler, or order the sum of. So this would be given to the paymaster, and he would receive money. And if you look at this, this is the wild part, ready? Deduct the same from the monthly pay of the next payday, and there's the witness, the numbering system, and so just wild. So basically you had people that were, it's almost like the same thing as the company store. Rose and Company Press of Calvert Street. So just kind of wild. So the invalid corpse sounds just like what it is. It was formed in April 28th, 1863 for lightly wounded soldiers who could still do light duty. So that's pretty wild. I don't have a price point on that one. I think it's about $100 or so. But here's the next one. This is the 2nd Regiment of New York. This is heavy artillery, and so we have a uniface piece with the blood of the wounded. Okay, that's actually like a tack, like a gum that was used probably to put that on paper at one point in time. Heavy artillery exchange certificate issued for the accommodations of the officers' regiment. Yeah, D.L. Sheldon. There it is, countersigned by D.L. Sheldon. So that one's kind of fun. There's actually a couple different Sheldons, not just Big Bang Theory, although with the heavy artillery, you'd get the Big Bang. Here you've got guys doing some mining work, clearing the path, digging trenches. There is a long gun, which is kind of cool. So of course, once again, talk about crossover. If you're someone who likes firearms and historical firearms, you can get notes like this. They have the historical connection to the military, but also they have pictures of guns on them. So that's fun. I think this is the New York State symbol. Excelsior! I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Pretty cool piece. This one's around $100 or so, 1860s. And let me see here. I've got, oh, here's the other one, right? So check this out. HB Sheldon. So this was DL Sheldon. This is HB Sheldon. Keeping it all in the family. 14th Massachusetts Heavy Regiment, Heavy Artillery, exchange certificate. Here we go with a Native American look. A caduceus on the ground there. Lots of symbolism. Let's see. This says redeemable on payday and for 10 days thereafter. Now, if you're out in the field and you can't make it back, so sorry, Charlie. Oh boy. So this had a very similar look as that first one did. Here you go. This certificate entitles the bearer to goods of the amount of 50 cents at any of the business places of the Sutler. There's the Sutler of the regiment, and will be redeemed. There it is. Very, very cool. So got a couple of those, and we're going to go on to more and more interesting ones. This one I think is very interesting because this is a Henry Buckingham, a Sutler of the 4th Regiment of Volunteers. Let me see, does this one say to the Paymaster, U.S. Volunteers, Regiment, okay, here we go. This one, so the note says that it's Tennessee. I'm just trying to see if it says Tennessee on here in a way that I would know, or if it's just, you have to look at the regiment and know what it is. 4th Regiment, oh, see, I think that TN's something else, because this feels like, wouldn't that be Rhode Island Volunteers? Y'all can help me out on that one. But also, here's the thing, deducted the same from the pay of the obliged. All right, last but not least, we have something that has, I think, just about the most history that I've ever seen on something like this. So this is wild. You can't even get the full note on here. It's a little bit bigger. This is a W.A. Carter Post Trader. Okay, authorized payment, deduct from my pay. So it's a similar thing as the other ones. A little bit later date here is this is printed 1868. U.S. Infantry and Company 36. Looks like that's Mattathias Medical School. That's Matthias. So this was, it looks like, for $5. And what's wild about this is this whole Fort Bridger. And so I know you see UT and you think Utah, but that is Utah Territory. And the Utah Territory is wild because the Utah Territory originally had lines that encompassed Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, California, Nevada, Idaho. I think I got them all. Maybe it hit a couple others. It was huge. And for those of you who don't know, Fort Bridger was moved from Utah to Wyoming. And for those of you who don't know, actually the borders moved. Fort Bridger did not move. So this place is pretty wild. 1868 territory of Utah. They actually signed a treaty there in July of 1868. So a couple months before this was issued. That was a treaty signed with the Shoshone. And what was the other one? The Bannock tribes. I don't know the tribe. I'm sorry. And it was a stopover for the Pony Express. And I'm sure that treaty worked out really well for the Shoshone. So here you go, guys. Wild and crazy stuff. Some of the stuff here will probably be available on our website. Others may be on eBay, but anytime we list a video, if we've got material available still, we try to get it in the show notes. So you click on the link in the bottom of the video. I'm done talking. You guys know how it works. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here today. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can watch more videos on the right side of the screen, and have a good day.